I will discuss simplifying radicals. First, we review the properties of exponents. First property, a raised to m times a raised to n is equal to a raised to the sum of m and n. For example, x squared times x cubed. The answer is x raised to 2 plus 3, or x is equal to 5. Next, a times b raised to m. So you distribute the exponent. So we have a raised to m times b raised to m. For example, we have xy raised to 2. It means that x squared, y squared. Next, a raised to m raised to n. In this case, we multiply the exponents. For example, x raised to 5 raised to 2. The answer is x raised to 10. For negative exponents, a raised to negative m is equal to 1 over a raised to m. Example, 25 raised to negative 1/2. That is equal to 1 over 25 raised to 1/2. So, next case, how about if the negative exponent is in the denominator? So we put it in the numerator to make the exponent positive. For instance, 1 over 3 raised to negative 1. This is equivalent to 3 raised to 1, or just 3. Next, a raised to m all over a raised to n. So we have a quotient, we subtract the exponents. For example, 5 raised to 2/4 over 5 raised to 1/4. The answer is 5 raised to 1/4. And lastly, you have here a quotient, a over b raised to the power of m. So what happened here is we distributed the exponent for the numerator and for the denominator. Raised to 1/2. We distribute 1/4 to the numerator 1, and we distribute 1/2 to the denominator 4. If you're going to simplify this, it is equal to 1 over square root of 4. The answer is 1/2. Okay? So we have here 4 parts. So first part, using properties of exponents to simplify each expression. Number 1, 6 raised to 4 times 3 raised to 4 quantity raised to 1/4. So we are going to apply several properties of it. The first that we are going to apply is this property. So we distribute the exponents. The result will be 6 raised to 4 times 1/4 times 3 raised to 4 times 1/4. Next, how do we simplify 6 raised to 4 raised to 1/4? We just multiply the exponents. That is applying property number 3. So 6 raised to 4 times 1/4, that is 1, times 3 raised to 1/4, that is 1. So 6 times 3, the answer is 18. Example number 2. So we have here a quotient, a raised to 1/3 over b raised to 1/2, and then raised to 6. We're going to apply this property. So a raised to 1/3 raised to 6 all over b raised to 1/2 raised to 6. And then we're going to apply again this property. So we multiply the exponents. 1/3 times 6. 1/3 times 6, that is 2. 1/3 times 6. 6 over 1, right? So this we have 6 over 3, that is 2. And then b raised to 1/2 raised to 6, we multiply the exponents. 1/2 times 6. What's 1/2 times 6? The answer is 3. So, b raised to 3. This is now our final answer. Example number 3, we have here two fractions that we're going to multiply. So first, we multiply the numerator and then we multiply the denominator. 3x cubed times 2x raised to 1/3 all over y cubed times negative 3y raised to negative 5 over 2. You see that we can cancel 3 here. And we apply the first rule of exponents. X raised to 3 plus 1/3. Okay, 3 and 1/3 because they have the same base. Their base is x. Next, how about y? We can combine the exponents. 2 and negative 1/2. So y raised to 2 and then we add negative 5 over 2. Okay, so we simplify 2x, 3 plus 1/3. 3, that is 9 over 3. It's 10 over 3. 1 over 3, so the result is 10 over 3. So x raised to 10 over 3. How about 2 minus 5 over 2? This is equal to 4 minus 5 over 2. 4 over 2 minus 5 over 2, that is negative 1/2. So y raised to negative 1/2. What will we do with the denominator na negative 1/2? Lagay natin sa taas. So 2 x raised to 10 over 3 y raised to 1/2. For the second part of this video, we are going to use rational exponents to simplify radical expressions. First, we recall that x raised to m over n is equal to the nth root of x raised to m. Let's have our first example. 4th root of y raised to 8. So using this property, we can write y raised to 8 over 4, y squared. Second example, 4th root of 36. Take note that 36 is not a perfect 4th power, but we can rewrite it as 36 raised to 1/4. 36, you know that 36 is equal to 6 squared. 6 squared raised to 1/4. And then we apply properties of exponents. We multiply 2 and 1/4, so 6. And then we multiply 2 and then 1/4, we have 1/2. Therefore, or 6 raised to 1/2 is equal to square root of 6. Therefore, 4th root of 36 is just the square root of 6. Number 3, the square root of the square root of x. So to answer this, next we have square root of square root of x. First, we write this radical expression using rational exponents. For this one, we have x raised to 1/2. And then for the outer radical, we raise it to 1/2. Properties of exponents, we have x raised to 1/4. Or therefore, 4th root of x. So this is equivalent to the 4th root of x. Now, if m and n are positive integer and a is positive when m or n are even, then the mth root of nth root of a is m times nth root of a. So example, cube root of the square root of 10, for example. So applying this, we have 3 times 2 and then n. So this is the square root of 10. Another example. We have the square root of 81. Of course, you can just simplify this as square root of 81, that is 9. And the square root of 9 is just 3. Ganyan. Number 4. So, x raised to 5, quantity 4 over 3, and then cube root of the quantity x plus 5. So, our base here is x plus 5. First, we write them as, in such a way that x plus 5 is written using rational exponents. So, we have our base, x plus 5, x plus 5. They have the same base, so we just subtract the exponents. So x plus 5, 4 thirds minus 1 third, that is 3 over 3. So it's just x plus 5. Next, for the third part, we are going to apply the product rule of radicals. So we have here the nth root of a times b is the nth root of a times the nth root of b. We can separate the factors under the same index. For example, how do we simplify square root of 50? Square root of 50 is not a perfect square, but we can write it as a factor 25 times 2. Then applying this property, we can do this, square root of 25 times square root of 2. Then we can now simplify square root of 25, which is 5, and then square root of 2. So this is, so square root of 50 is equal to 5 square root of 2. Next, square root of 300. Square root of 300, we can rewrite this as a product of a perfect square and a non-perfect square, which is 100 times 3. And then again, applying this one, we can separate the numbers. We can separate the factors. We have the square root of 100 times the square root of 3. Square root of 100 is 10. Then we multiply it to square root of 3. So this is the answer for number 2. How about this one? 2 square root of 27. 2 square root of 27. So 27 can be written as 9 times 3. So 9 here is a perfect square. Pwede namang wag na natin gamitin itong property na to. Pwede nating diretsong ilabas yung square root of 9. So pag lalabas natin yung square root of 9, 2 times square root of 9 is 3. So maiiwan yung square root of 3. Ayan. So we have 6 square root of 3. Now, number 4, we have here a cube root of 54. So 54 is not a perfect cube, but it has a factor that is a perfect cube. So we rewrite 54 as 27 times 2. So 27 here is a perfect cube. So yun yung ilalabas natin. Cube root of 27 is 3. So yung naiwan, cube root of 2. So this is the answer for number 4. Cube root of 250. Again, we express 250 as a product of a perfect cube and a number. So, 250, divide natin yan sa 2, we will get 125. So, 125 times 2. So, 125 is a perfect cube, ilalabas natin ngayon. So, 5 cube root of 2. Next, negative 4th root of 48. Negative 4th root of 48. So, ano yung mga factors ng 48 na perfect 4th power? Pwede nating i-factorize. Mas magandang i-factorize natin. So, 48, 24 times 2. This is 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. So, makikita natin dito na 1, 2, 3, 4. Meron siyang 4 na 4. So meaning that is 48 is equal to 2 raised to 4 times 3. So we can rewrite this as 2 raised to 4 times 3. So asan dyan yung perfect fourth power? Ayan. This is the perfect fourth power. So ilalabas na lang natin siya, negative 2 fourth root of 3. So that's how we evaluate. So how do we simplify this radical expression? So first, we express the radicand as a product of factors of perfect square because our index is 2. So 32 that can be written as 16 times 2. X squared is a perfect square. Y squared is also a perfect square. And Z can be written as Z squared squared. So it's also a perfect square. Ngayon, if we are going to apply this property, isa-isahin natin yung square root. So magiging square root of 16 times square root of 2 times square root of x squared times square root of y squared times square root of z squared squared. So, meron tayo ngayong negative 2, 4 square root of 2, this is square root of 2, this is absolute value of x, this is absolute value of y, this is absolute value of z squared. Okay, kasi yung variables natin dito hindi naman naka-specify kung positive sila. Assuming na sila ay element ng real numbers. So, ganyan. So, negative 8, simplify natin yan. Square root of 2, and then, combine na lang natin yung mga absolute values na yan na x, y, z squared absolute value. For number 2, cube root of 27 x cube, y cube, z cube. Gagawin natin dito ay root of 27, cube root of x cube, cube root of y raised to 6, cube root of z raised to 12, and then we simplify cube root of 27, that's 3, cube root of x cube, that is x. If you recall this one, diba, is equal to x if n is even, if n is odd, and then it's the absolute value of x if n is even. So times 3 y squared, and then z raised to 12 over z raised to 4. So our final answer is 3x y squared z raised to 4. Ayan, comment lang kapag gusto niyo itong i-simplify. Ito halimbawa, pwede natin gamitin dito yung rational exponents. Paano siya naging z raised to 4? Pwede siyang gamitin na z over 12 over 3. Diba, i-rewrite mo siya as using rational exponents. So, we have z raised to 4. How about this one? You can write this as y raised to 6 over 3. Kaya y squared. Ito naman, ito, x raised to 3 over 3. So, 1. Pwedeng ganyan. Next, quotient rule for radicals. So, pag quotient rule ng radicals, ang sinasabi ng property na to, okay, nth root of a over b, pwede mo silang paghiwalayin. Pagpaganyan. Yung isa naman, kapag naka-separate yung radicals, pwede mo silang pagsamahin in one radicals. Ngayon, tingnan natin itong first example. Example number 1. Square root of 125 over square root of 5. Ang square root of 125 ay hindi perfect square. Pero kapag pagsasamahin natin sila in one radical, 125 over 5, we can simplify 125 over 5 as 25. 125 over 5, that's 25. And the square root of 25 is 5. So this is the final answer. Number 2, cube root of 27 over 216. If you notice, 27 is a perfect cube, 216 is a perfect cube, so pwede nating paghiwalayin. Cube root of 27 over cube root of 216. Cube root of 27, that is 3. Cube root of 216, that is 6. So we have 3 over 6 or 1/2. Okay, number 3. So we have here this expression. Take note, 48 is not a perfect cube. 6 is not also a perfect cube. So baka magandang pagsamahin. So 7 cube root of 48, 6y squared. So we simplify first. 7 cube root of 48 over 6, that is 8. X raised to 4, and then y. Take note that we have here y raised to 8 over y squared. Y raised to 8 over y squared. That is equal to y raised to 6. So we write y raised to 6. And then we 7. This is a perfect cube. So ilabas natin 2. How about this one? So we can write this as x raised to 3 raised x times y squared cube. So 7 times 4, that's 7 times 2, that's 14. Cube root. So pwede natin ngayong ilabas itong x cube at itong y squared cube. Pwede mo namang isa-isahin ulit yung square root, pero pwede na nating idiretso. So matitira dito ay cube root of x cube, that is x, times cube root of y squared cube, that is y squared. And then, kung ano yung naiwan dito, x. So yan na yung ating answer. Next, last example, number 4. So, 4th root. So, magandang pagsamahin muna in one radical. 4th root, and then 2 raised to over 4, 2x y raised to 7, 4x raised to negative 3, y raised to 3. 4th root, 2 over 4. So, walang perfect cube dyan. So, we have, sabihin na natin 1/2, and then x. Ito, x raised to negative 3, iakyat natin. So, meron na tayong x raised to 4. Tapos, itong y raised to 7, y raised to 3. Gawin natin y raised to 4. We applied properties of quality. Properties of exponents. And so, we have 4 and y raised to 4. These are perfect and power. So, if we will extract them, they are just x times y, 4th root of 1